Hey everyone, this is Daniel again, Coach Dan from EBS. So today's topic is going to be a short one. This is 5 things about sports physiology and strength training that I wish I'd known when I started. So let's get right into it. So number one is that like influencers will tell you, and this happened to me as well. I had a basic idea as a physio when I started strength training and like doing barbell training and powerlifting and all this kind of stuff. I had a basic idea of how to train, like how the basic physiology of the muscle works. But everywhere you look, like everywhere like you go to influencers videos and stuff, they will tell you 1 to 5 reps is strength. And then 6 to 12 or maybe 15, or some bodybuilders do like even higher, 20 reps. That's for hypertrophy. So they sell you this idea that there's a cutoff point in which like you stop gaining hypertrophy or you stop gaining strength, when in reality they both occur at the same time. Like, I'm a firm believer that if you did like 10 sets of 1 rep, you would still get hypertrophy, right? It's not sustainable, it's not optimal at all, but like you could still get the adaptation eventually. So this phenomenon both occur at the same time. You will get, if you do sets of 4, sets of 5, sets of 3, you will get some hypertrophy and you will get strength. But strength, and this is number one, is rep range specific, and this is what I want you to understand. Like, say you're using some dumbbells to do like bicep curls. So you're doing the 20 kilo dumbbells for 8 reps, right? Easy. Next week, you're gonna do 9 reps perhaps, right? And a month later, you're gonna be doing the 22 kilo dumbbells for 8 reps. Is that not getting stronger? Or is it, right? But I thought like higher rep ranges don't build strength. Like that's what I want you to understand. Strength is rep range specific, right? If you want to get stronger at your 1 rep max, you should train closer to your 1 rep max. If you want to get stronger with reps of 5 or 8 or 6 rep range, you should train closer to that, right? Because this is specific. So this about like a cutoff point, or like 1 to 5 is strength and 6 to 12 is hypertrophy, that's complete bullshit. Number two, and this is something I really wish I'd known before I started, because I started copying the technique of the influencers that I liked. I wanted to like squat like this guy is tall, I want to squat like him. Biomechanics are so freaking important. Like, you need to have a basic understanding of biomechanics when you start. Like, how do leverage work, how the what's like a fulcrum, like how to apply, I don't know, a moment arm, like all that kind of stuff is very easy to miss, but it can help you like understand. For example, say you want to do your lateral raise, right? And there's this guy and doing 15 kilo, and his lateral raise looks like this. So he's doing it like this. And it's like, dude, he's so much stronger than me. I'm only using the 12 or something, but you're lifting it like this, right? So if you have a basic understanding of biomechanics, you will understand that the farther the resistance is from the joint, the harder it is to lift, right? So perhaps you're both applying the same stimulus to the muscle, and meanwhile you're feeling like shit because the guy is telling you like, you should lift the bigger numbers, like 20 kilo lateral raise and stuff. And it's like, I will have to change my technique for that, but there's no need because you're still applying the stimulus to the muscle, so it's still gonna grow. Like, there's when you understand how basically biomechanics work, you can have so much versatility in your training. Like, you know how, like, for example, if I want to bias the glutes, right, I should make it so that it's harder on my hips. If I want to bias my quad, I should make it so that it's harder on my knee, so I should move my knee forward, right? All that kind of stuff. I would recommend that you just go look basic biomechanics and stuff, and it will definitely help you on your gym journey. So number three, and this is one that really grinds my gears because I follow like influencers like Dr. Mike and like fucking Jeff Nippard. Like, all due respect, but the mind muscle connection bullshit, and the time under tension bullshit. I know they don't advocate for time under tension anymore, but a lot of people, especially in bodybuilding circles, are like painting time under tension as super important. Like you should do like an extremely long eccentric, and then you should like keep it under tension here. You shouldn't rest your bar on your pecs because you lose tension on the muscle. It's like complete bullshit, dude. Complete bullshit. As long as you're taking, let's say, 2 seconds on the way down, 2 to 3 seconds on the way down, up to 8 seconds, it's no difference. Like we don't have any evidence that being more time under a rep or under the bar is gonna like stimulate more muscle growth or anything like that, or more strength even. So as long as you're controlling the rep on the way down and you're not letting all your connective tissue take the hit of the bar and stopping the bar for your joints and stuff, you should be completely fine, right? As long as you are shortening and lengthening the muscle enough, going through a full range of motion, and sometimes not even a full range of motion, like maybe like a very stretched position of the muscle, right, can still be very stimulating, and you don't need to be like fucking doing 8 seconds partials, right? It's stupid. Like it's not practical at all. Same with mind muscle connection. Like we know this comes from a misconception because there used to be a lot of studies about like, what do you call it, EMG, right? So they will put electrodes on the muscle and they will see like what muscle has more activation during. But now we know that even if you have some activation in the muscle, it doesn't mean that the muscle is contributing to the movement. So for example, if you apply EMG testing to, say, the hamstring on a squat, it will say that the hamstring is super activated. But if it was that active during the squat, it will mean that the leg would flex, right? The knee would flex, and that will make you fall down. It makes no sense, right? We know that squats don't grow your hamstring. It just doesn't, right? Because you need to do a knee extension with a hip extension, and a hamstring is a knee flexor, so it doesn't work like that, right? So they gave it all this importance because EMG, apparently, like when people felt the muscle more, EMG would appear to have like higher readings, but it just doesn't. It doesn't change the fact. Sure, like you can focus on a cue, like keep your elbows up, keep your elbows more tucked, open. I don't know, flare up your hands outwards, lift your elbows, whatever the fuck you want, but it doesn't mean that you can suddenly make a muscle activate more just because, like, oh, I'm doing, let's say, a close grip, but I also want my pecs to activate, so I'm gonna think really hard on my. It doesn't work. It makes no sense. It's stupid, right? So just focus on progressive overload and just mechanical tension. Just get closer to failure for growth. Practice movement patterns, specific movement patterns for strength. And yeah, let's go with number 4. So this is one that I would really have liked to know when I started, even if I had some background in physiology and stuff. I would like you to understand that a response in a muscle or a tissue or like any organ or whatever in the body, a response or an acute response is not the same as an adaptation. Adaptations take long to occur. Let's say, for example, cortisol. Like, how many times have you heard that cortisol will kill your gains? It's the stress hormone, and it's like, I don't know, like you should minimize cortisol. Like, exercise and strength training elevates cortisol on an acute level. Then it goes down. It doesn't mean that you will fucking I don't know, get stressed and you will lose all your gains. Same with, for example, cardio. Like, there is an interference effect with cardio if you go running after doing your strength training session, but your muscle growth will keep activated for 72 hours after, right? So it doesn't mean that perhaps, yeah, the couple hours after the training, yeah, you're losing some gains, but the rest of the time, like 3 days later, you're not gonna be running straight like for 3 days in a row, right? It's stupid. So don't worry about like acute responses. Worry about how do I elicit an adaptation like in the long term, right? And this leads to my next point, number 5, gym longevity. There is so many influencers that will sell you a 12-week program or a 6-week program, and they're like, this will transform your physique. Like they sell you a program based on their look that they took years to build, right? How many times have you heard, I've been lifting for 12 years, but if I knew what I know now, I would look like this in 2 years? No, you fucking wouldn't. You fucking wouldn't, dude. Like muscle maturity is a thing, especially in trained lifters that are natural, right? Like you can see some natural bodybuilders fucking in their 20s. They look insane, and then they go on stage in their 40s and they look so much better. It's like, how do you explain it? You can't say that they will look like they look in their 40s now when in their 20s or 30s, right? Adaptations take fucking long like to happen. You need to be patient. Sometimes you will feel like you're stalling or like you're stuck, you're not making progress. It takes fucking time, dude. Even in studies to measure like, I don't know, 3 millimeters of growth on a bicep or something like that takes fucking 8 weeks or 3 months or something like that, a semester sometimes even. And it's like they are hammering these guys with 20 sets a week, and they are training to failure with a bunch of like lab scientists like freaking watching over them and yelling at them to lift harder and stuff. And it's like, and they are controlling their nutrition sometimes, and even then like some people have like they take long growing, right? So manage your expectations. It takes like gym longevity and consistency is really really important. You're just not gonna grow from one day to the other. And if you want, you can like, I don't know, do like some specialization phases. Like you can focus on your arms for a couple of blocks and your pecs for a couple of blocks, your back for a couple of blocks. And then you can like, I don't know, you can prioritize, you can play with your volume up and down and stuff like that. And then you can, I don't know, maybe accelerate some of the growth. But in general, it's just gonna take long, and just gonna keep training and be consistent and stuff like that. So don't believe the fucking influencers that will sell you a program to like get your that to look like them basically, or especially like guys that are openly on gear, like, I don't know, Larry Wheels or like whatever. Yeah, just be consistent, train smart, and just don't fall for the bullshit, dude. So yeah, I hope this topic has helped you. Maybe it entices you to look up some stuff, like to learn, like research. Smart research is a good tool to have in the gym. Just be skeptical of most of the stuff that they will try to sell you. Like if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably bullshit, right? So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye.